Hey, welcome to Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. Thanks for joining us. Just wanted to give you a quick alt office update. This is one of those days behind me here. This is Pacific Coast Highway. I'm in Huntington Beach, and I am in Huntington Beach because today this is the alt office because I had some virtual meetings, needed to do some creative work, some writing for a book release we got coming up, and came down here to do the work. Came out here to do the work because I didn't need to be in the office. Been cooped up in the office for several days. I was at an event for 4 days last week. It awesome as it was. Thank you, Craig Duswalt. Thank you, Ken Walls. The incredible James Barber. Had a chance to meet him and spend some time. It's just fun. And other John Limbacher. It was great having a chance to drive to the Thredge album release at the Whiskey. And it was a great experience. However, got to get out and enjoy the sun. Got to get out and get in a different headspace, a different place to work. Because I don't know about you, I don't have to be in the office all the time. Are there times where you do not need to be in the office to get the work done, to get the meeting done, to make things happen? That you could take your team out to a different location, perhaps. I get my other hand here. I got to talk on my hands. Because look at this. Look at this back here. I could have sat in the office facing a wall, looking at a computer screen, or grab the laptop. So you can see this little bump back here. That's where it came from. That's where I left to drive here. It's not that far. Yeah, by Southern California terms anyway, right? Not that far by Southern California terms. And I came here because going, you know what? I skipped lunch so that I could drive here and do some work, clock into some meetings, log into some meetings remotely, right? Because there's time. I don't know about you. I still do a lot of virtual work. Hopefully you are too. Do it where you can so that you can get more done, but also enjoy the journey more. Have your team enjoy the journey more. Look at this back here. Blue. I wish you could see the surfers. It's too bright over here. There's some surfers catching some waves. This is literally Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach. Stunning, beautiful day. Surf's up. A little bit of noise from the cars behind. So I was going to go down to the Strand, which you can see behind me here, right? This is it's my finger pointing here. This is weird doing it this way. That's the Strand right there. That's the famous Strand runs along the beach. I was going to walk down there, but I wanted you to be able to see the view from here, right at the edge of Pacific Coast Highway. So this is just a way of saying, how can you shift your day? How can you shift your perspective for your team, right? As an entrepreneur, as a leader, how can you shift your team's perspective? How can you make the journey more enjoyable so you can unleash that energy that they've got? Unleash the energy, the thought, the creative power that you hired them for in the first place, you brought them on your team for in the first place. Make your customer experience better. We were talking about that last night with Dr. Esther Zeldin, global influencer in her own right. Hope you've been enjoying the interview series. We got a lot of interviews coming up. They're booked. We're working on more. They're getting more books that are exciting. Just for an example, coming up next week, we have John Gray, author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. All right. If you haven't heard of John Gray, why? Where have you been? Oh my gosh, over 40 million books sold. And he's continued to do a lot of work since that book came out. Right? It continues to evolve, to change. And hear that from leaders like John Gray, from leaders like James Barber, from leaders like Dr. Esther Zeldin, we talked to last night, from leaders like Ken Walls, John Limbacher, Craig Duswalt, from the band Thredge. We had a great quick interview with them during their album release where they were talking about how Ryan Duswalt was talking about how he continues to grow and evolve, and the band does as well. They did an unplugged session. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. Thrash rock, right? Thredge, thrasher and edgy, really, really strong metal sound. And when they did unplugged, it was completely different. It really highlighted their versatility in their music, the mastery of their music craft. So how do you do that? How do you highlight that? How do you draw that out with your team? Here's one of the ways I do it. Get it in this environment because I write better, I think differently. I do not get as frustrated with Southern California because this is why, one of the things that makes Southern California an amazing place to be able to, to be within a short drive of an office space, right? Just zip down Pacific Coast Highway back here, and here we are. And you can see some of the oil rigs off the coast here in Huntington Beach. At least somebody's still pumping oil. Thank you. And thank you for being part of Wolf's Watch. I got to go. I'm going to go for a walk, going to get some work done, and Just wanted to give you a quick report on the alt office. What's your alt office today or this week? Create an opportunity to get some alt office time. Maybe take your lunch out, and just a quick thought. Company I worked with, one of the directors, he would take his entire organization out for a working lunch once a month. It was a 2-hour lunch, and the rules were first 30 minutes, talk business, next 90 minutes, no shop talk allowed. It was all personal, fun stuff, built relationships, made a huge, huge difference after he took over that department. How can you do something like that, right? Unfortunately, I'm going to be spending an afternoon out here. What could you do? Maybe it's just a long lunch with your team. Come on, think about that. Break that state. We'll see you around. This is Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. Thanks for being part of the conversation.